Yeah, just a PSA for Karens complaining about being called a Karen. We say Karen to be nice. What we mean is, see you next Tuesday. Yeah, we can't be written up for calling you a Karen. We can be written up for calling you the other thing, though. A little bit of a PSA for the people that come into my work wanting to act like they deserve special treatment, meanwhile very much not qualifying for such. Hello, all of you lovely individuals, and welcome back to another video for the day. We are heading back into r/entitledB. Unfortunately, entitled is a pandemic. We don't have a cure for that anytime soon, so all we can do is make fun of it. So yeah, if you guys would like to be absolutely amazing, show your support, and see more videos like this one in the near future, be sure to hit that like button, leave a comment down below to start up the wholesome internet discussions, and if you guys have not already, subscribe to the channel and turn on the notifications.
If you hit a girl just because she hit you, 1, you have bad parents, and 2, you are a kitty.
Disagree. If a girl was continuously hitting a guy and he's telling her to stop, he has every right to defend himself. Yeah, equal rights, equal fights.
Guys being born stronger than girls are not equal, brother.
These hands be bisexual. I rated E for everyone. Yeah, no, don't think that you can spout all of this stuff, get physical with somebody, and then go full on, how did this happen to me, when, God forbid, they happen to hit back. I've stated countless times in the past, don't do something to somebody if you aren't okay with it happening to you. Originally, that was said with just vocal stuff. Nope, this also extends to physical crap. There's been too many videos I've seen in the past where a girl will be beating up on a guy, whether it be in public or it happen to be at school, and then for some reason the second the dude hits back once, that is apparently the biggest problem out of it all. Also, on top of that, you're completely ignoring the fact of maybe you shouldn't be wailing on somebody that you probably believe is going to be a lot stronger than you. Lord forbid you happen to find out after effing around. Meanwhile, you're saying that they have bad parents? Look, who's the one that thought that it was okay to wail on somebody? That gotta be learned from somewhere, ma'am. If you think that you can deck somebody and get away with it just because am girl, then you are gravely mistaken, miss. Am I the antagonist for telling my late mother's identical twin to not come to her funeral? Very much so, because this is how I would do it if I had an identical twin. Give me 1 second, it's a little bit of a story, but it's going to be a perfect smart-ass moment. If I died and I had an identical twin, before I died, I would explicitly ask, when my funeral does come around, wait 2 hours into the event, and then run in screaming, just kidding. I mean, that's it pretty much. That would just be my last hurrah. So, unfortunately, my mother died a couple of weeks ago. I am still in shock and in the process of grieving. My aunt is someone my siblings and I all love and have a great relationship with. I brought up to my siblings exactly how they felt having someone whom looks exactly like my mother at her funeral, and we agreed that we'd feel uncomfortable having her there. And so we all decided to tell her that if she could possibly not come to her funeral, while she was obviously disappointed, she understood our decision. This all happened on Friday, and on Saturday morning, I get a few missed calls from my uncles and grandmother saying, how dare we tell our aunt to not come to my mother's funeral, and that we should be disgusted with ourselves. Obviously, she is my mother's sister and twin, and is a part of my family, but my sisters and I really already feel kind of distraught at the thought of her being there, since she looks exactly like my mother. We all feel really guilty about this whole thing, but can't help but be honest. So am I the a-hole for this or not? Yay, I feel uses. Especially considering the person that you're telling to not come to the funeral is a little closer to the person that died than you are. I thought it would be fun to teach my speech students, hello, my name is, in Spanish. Oh, don't do that on this subreddit. That's about as wonderfully a good decision as playing hot potato with uranium.
Good afternoon. My son is one of your morning speech students. He came home speaking Spanish, which I found surprisingly inappropriate. My son is American and has spoken English entire life. I appreciate the encouragement and patience you have had towards him, but don't confuse him with your Spanish words. He has done just fine knowing this country's language. Thank you.
Yes, because in America we speak American.
One star. My wife and I contacted this company for an emergency repair to our refrigerator, which stopped cooling and freezing. We had $300 worth of food at stake. When we called, just got an answering device, which I explained we needed an immediate repair, and left our number to please call us back. No one ever did. As far as this company having 24-hour emergency repair, it does not.
A response from the owner. Hello, you dingus. All of our operations are shut down due to Hurricane Dorian. Our service area is currently covered by evacuation orders and hurricane warnings. I am sorry for your loss in food, however, understand that the safety of my team and their families comes first during these times. As soon as it is deemed safe to continue operations, we will. To leave a business a 1-star review because you didn't get a response while a Category 5 storm is hitting our area is incredible. Love, David. You gotta really have some entitledness in you to no ends from a mysterious portion of the industrial section of Costco in order to think that 24-hour service means, oh yeah, screw your lives, come fix my refrigerator during a Category 5 hurricane. I feel like I would have just told them on the phone, yeah, sorry, none of our staff feel like risking our lives for your meat. Another unfortunate example why I feel like people who own businesses that get these whack reviews very much should be able to dispute them with Google to get them reviewed.
Hey, I saw your service dog on your page. He's so cute.
Hi, thank you very much.
Yeah, how much for him?
Excuse me, what?
I think you might be confusing me for somebody else. My dog is not for sale.
No, this is the right account. My son is 7 years old and was diagnosed last year, and his blood sugars are all over the place. I need a dog to tell him his sugars because I work a lot.
Ma'am, just a little bit of a fun fact. I don't think dogs can operate glucose devices. Kinda need thumbs for that. I'm sorry, ma'am, but my dog isn't for sale. He's my dog. If you want, I could help provide information on where you could get a service dog for your son.
But I want your dog. His blue eyes are gorgeous, and he's already trained.
As are literally every service dog that is deemed a service dog. I'm sorry, ma'am, but I won't sell you my dog.
Please, my son needs him. I could pay you $300 for him. I live in this place. Would you be able to drop him off this weekend?
What decade do you think you're in where a service dog is $300 and telling people, oh yeah, just drop him off over here? Excuse me? You want to pay $300 for my dog? I consider my dog priceless, and you expect me to drive over 1,000 miles to drop him off? Please stop messaging me. Yeah, $300 for a 1,000-mile trip? No, it's gonna cost you more just to get to the location.
My son needs him. His health is on the line. It is your freaking teenagers who always get service dogs when us moms need these dogs for our babies. I bet you don't even have diabetes, you freaking girl. I hope your dog gets stolen from you. You don't even need him. My baby is going to die because of you. I hope you're happy.
Ah yes, God forbid, how dare somebody from 1,000 miles away doesn't want to give you their service dog for $300 and bring it to you. How dare they? They must be some of the most entitled people in the world, not wanting to sell their dog to some random schmuck on the other side of the country. If you think your kid's gonna die just because they don't have a dog or be a service dog, then I believe it's more so you being a horrible neglecting parent thing than them not having the service dog thing. On top of my own knowledge that I'm about to speak, there were people in the comments stating that while a service dog for diabetes will help, it is not vital. As for my own personal experience with service dogs, well, meet my good boy. If you are not familiar, his name is Warren, and we got him about, I would say about 5 or 6 months ago from a place called Warrior Canine Connection, who trains service dogs for disabled veterans. Very much, I'm not a military person, but my dad was when he was younger, so unfortunately, Warren, he was a bit of a flunky when it came to the training, but he was just about to actually be a service dog, so yeah, he's very well trained. That part is very much true. He was just a little bit of a flunky. He got a little too excited around new people and other dogs. So yeah, shout out to Warrior Canine Connections. Am I the antagonist for confronting a neighbor who was rude to my son at trick-or-treating because of a rule that I had never heard of? I, 27F, took my 4-year-old son trick-or-treating on Halloween, as normal parents do. He was so adorable in his costume, and his joy was infectious. We went along house after house, lots of smiles, exclamations of how cute he was, and of course, loads of candy. Then we came to one house. We rang the bell. Initially, there was no answer, but I could see there were lights on in the house, so clearly people were home. Also, I heard shuffling behind the door. Clearly, they were looking through the peephole to see who was there. I rang again. Then again, 2 more minutes. I rang a 3rd time, and then the woman opened the door with a nasty look. And before my son could even say trick-or-treat, she pointed at her porch light and rudely said, "Porch light off means don't ring here," and started to close the door. The look on my little boy's face was so heartbreaking. I could not let that nastiness slide. Plus, I had never heard of such a rule and told her so, and asked how she could break a little boy's heart like that. They repeated the rule and said that she didn't have any candy anyway, and to please leave her alone. I asked what kind of idiot doesn't make sure to have some bare minimum candy around on October 31st. Like, use a dang calendar. She said, not everyone wants to be a part of Halloween, and slammed the door in my face. I comforted my poor son, explained some people are just terrible Grinches, and we moved on to a few more houses, but the night was ruined. It got worse. I got back home and saw that my phone had insane notifications. Apparently this woman had recorded the whole interaction on her door camera and posted it to the local neighborhood Facebook group. Anyway, the backlash was so bad, I had to leave the group. I'm still getting horrible DMs. Apparently, the porch light rule is real. It's a way to signal you are opting out of Halloween. Who the F wants to opt out of Halloween? Even my husband won't back me up, because your husband got common sense, you dingus. Even if there is no, actually written rule down on paper for everybody to see, like the 10 Commandments of Halloween and stuff like that, having your kid go up to a house that doesn't have the lights on, tell me that don't sound sketchy as crap. But let me try to reiterate this to you so you just realize just how stupid and entitled you sounded. You had your kid go up to a house that very obviously they were not opting for Halloween. No lights, no decorations most likely, no candy, no nothing. And you had them bug the crap out of them until somebody opened the door and said, "We are not going to do the Halloween thing this year." But then you had a problem with that, and at the end of the day you still wonder what happened, to the point where you had to ask people, was I in the wrong, on Reddit, and you got upset because of the answers.
1 star. We showed up 15 minutes before closing, and they were friendly and accommodating. Once we ordered our subs and sodas, we sat down and got comfortable. I got a can of Diet Coke, and my husband got a fountain drink. The can was old and wouldn't open, and once we busted it open, it was flat and tasteless. The girl let me get a fountain drink and was super polite about it. At this point, I'm pleased with the experience so far. The sandwich maker calls out our sandwiches to be done at 6:57, and we open them at our table. One of the girls says, "Just so you know, we close at 7. My husband says, "Thanks, we'll eat quick." 3 minutes later, it is 7, and the girl goes, "Okay, it's closed. You guys all need to leave. We have to lock the doors." We are literally 3 bites in, and we have to eat outside. My husband asked what her name is so we can call the owner the next day to discuss the situation, and the sandwich maker goes, "We can't give out names." In short, this place is a joke, and their sandwiches are decent, but the service is terrible. Oh, and they water down their sriracha to a liquid.
I am so happy that I have not gotten customers like this that state the whole,
Oh, how could you close if a customer is here?
y'all single-handedly are gonna be the reason this place has a sign outside that says no dine-ins 15 to 20 minutes before closing. You say that you're gonna eat quick, but then a little bit later, you're only 3 bites into your food, and then you're upset that they have to close. Just say that you're the person that says,
Oh, I'll just be a minute.
meanwhile taking up a handicap spot very much while you don't deserve it, or parking in a fire lane with your
I can park anywhere lights on, you know, those good old yellow flashing shits.
just because you show up to a place right before they close does not mean that they are obligated to wait until you are done taking your time eating your meal for you to finish. Please very much just do everybody a favor, and next time, get your shit to go. Bro, so Blank's talking about how she wants all of the groomsmen to have a fade, so everybody can look clean cut in the pictures and everything. So, what are you asking? You want me to cut my dreads, which I've been growing for 7 years, to be in the wedding? Yeah, bro, that's what she's saying. Oh, yeah, hey, no, we need for you to cut something off of your body that you've been working on years, getting perfectly right the way that you want to do it, just because you want to look nice in the photo.
How about no?
But with that, that is going to have to be of the video. If you guys would love to be absolutely amazing, show your support, and see more videos like this one in the near future, be sure to hit that like button, leave a comment down below to start up the wholesome internet discussions, and if you guys have not already, subscribe to the channel and turn on the notifications. I'll be sure to see you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for watching, and bye-bye.